Alrighty, guys, thank you for joining us on this awesome Friday night. For some reason, I don't know why, but my phone decided to just take they just didn't want to share shit. So, just for guys, make sure we share. You're here with David. I do have an awesome guest today. I have Nick Cantu, Nico Cantu, from the collectible world. If you don't know about him, you will now. So, Nick, thanks for joining us tonight, man. Appreciate it very much.
Dude, not that is not a problem, Ryan. I'm actually excited. This is the first little podcast I've ever done, and just the fact that you invited me, I'm happy. I'm happy to be here.
No, no, appreciate it, man. Yeah, I remember. I've always seen you were active in, a lot of the chats from, back with my old partners and on this new one. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna reach out to Nick, man. Like, I know he's got a lot to say. I know he's got some experiences with a lot of the business stuff going on and a lot of that stuff there. So I definitely was like, you know what, I'm gonna fucking pick his brain and shit, man. So
Dude, go ahead. You can ask me whatever you want. You
yeah,
already know me, bro. I'm like an open book. You just ask me, I'll just lay it out there.
what's your shoe size? No, I'm just fucking with you. So
10.5.
10 and a half. So, but very good, man. So basically, man, what I like to do on the podcast is I like to kind of lay out what gets you into collecting. So I'll kind of give you the background that got me into collectibles, and then you can think about what made you go. So I don't know how familiar. Do you remember El Central Mall or no?
Oh, of course, dude. Yes.
So my dad, bro, was a security guard at the Nickelodeon at the fucking arcade or whatever.
Okay.
So it was a shit, bro. So like I'd go with him every now and then. I get like free tokens and shit, and I would get Pokemon cards, bro. And at the time, like I was a little underprivileged, so like I was getting the free Pokemon cards and I was selling them to buy like hot Cheetos and cheese at school and shit.
Yeah.
Because obviously I'm a fat ass, but whatever. But I was a little hustler, bro. I was just trying to make money, and saving money and all that good stuff. But basically that's kind of where my collectible habit started. And then from there, my friend Jay, we did a lot of stuff from there. Then we are in where we're at now. Got a huge Funko Pop collection. A lot of stuff's my personal, like that's my Green Arrow, my Chris Evans. They're looking for new homes while we grow the inventory and stuff. But that's kind of what got me into collecting, man. That's kind of where I stand. We got Johnny. What up, homies? What up, Johnny from Funko Pop and Sons out on Conway. Uh, and his address is going to be 1410 North Conway Avenue, Suite B. I got you, Johnny. So thank you for joining.
Yeah. There we go.
But so tell us, like, what got you into collecting? What was the first thing you remember buying, flipping, or was there anything that that you got? So give us a lowdown.
Okay, so first off, I really got to give the props to making basically the whole buying and reselling situation. I got to give it to my grandma. Man, my grandma used to go to the flea market like almost, I would say like almost every weekend. And that's how I started. Like she would invite me to go over and we'd be selling at the flea market as a little kid. And I remember the earliest I can remember, honestly, is like maybe 6 years old, and she would ask me if I had any toys that I no longer played with or I didn't want. So she would make her little booth with her table and everything, and she would put out, do her little layout. She would put all her stuff that she was gonna sell, jewelry, clothing, all that stuff. And then of course I would take my little box of toys or whatever I had laying around, and I would go ahead and display it. And she actually showed me, the hustling side of making money. Basically, I would take my toys, I would sell them. Then what she showed me was after I would sell them, as opposed to giving me the money and buying snacks and candies and all that, she would actually take me downtown to McAllen, and we would go to like the Asian markets, and I would get the little, cheap Asian toys like the little Transformer, the knockoffs,
Mm-hmm.
and I would actually buy those with the money that I got from selling my stuff, and I would buy them and resell it for more. And dude, I just got bit with a bug knowing that I could buy something at $3 or $2 and I would resell it for like $5 or $6, and that just got me hooked on it. I from there never looked back, bro.
Damn, that's. I mean, it's a great skill set, man. Especially like, and I don't want to go too into depth of that. I want to keep everything about collectibles. But given where the economy is going, you gotta have that 9 to 5, but you also gotta have that 5 to 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
To
dude,
do
for
something else.
sure.
Yeah. What's it called? But that's awesome, bro. That's an awesome skill set. Was there any particular item that you regret selling when you were younger? Was there like that one Lego, that one Pokemon card, that one game? You're like, you know what? F it, I'm gonna sell it. But was there any that one item that stuck out to you or no?
Not really, man, because it's kind of like what you said a while ago. Like, unfortunately, we weren't really wealthy. We weren't. We weren't really making it. My parents were basically, paycheck to paycheck and stuff like that. So it got to the point where I didn't really get too attached to any of the toys, and I was always late to all the stuff. Like, my cousins were the first ones who got the NES. They were the first ones who got the Super Nintendo, the SNES, the N64. So every time the new console would come out, I was always behind them. I was always one console behind, you know? So basically, my mom would buy the system that they no longer wanted because they got the new stuff. So I wasn't really like, oh, dude, like there was that one game or that one comic that you mentioned,
Mhm.
and unfortunately, when Pokemon came out, dude, I was just barely getting into high school. So I'm sorry, but my attention was on girls at the time. And yeah, I'm being honest, my attention was on girls and I wasn't looking at Pokemon cards, bro. I'm sorry.
Mhm. Yeah, like I said, we got Dragon Bros out of Brownsville, Texas. I think it's Brownsville, right? He's saying I had no option. I wasn't home when my mother had a garage sale and sold her Nintendo 64 Pikachu edition with over 30 games and 4 controllers
Oh my god.
and expansion
Dude,
pack for $60. Damn, bro. That's crazy. That shit goes for some bank now.
yeah,
So,
no shit.
yeah.
Dude, that I've heard so many horror stories like that before that, like, oh, the stuff belonged in an attic or oh, it's stored away in the garage or whatever. And it's always the mom or the grandma, bro. They're always the one to sell your shit, bro.
It's true. What do you say? I'm still hurt. I'm still hurt over that one. Hey, man, I don't blame you.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Yeah.
I probably bought it, David. That's great. Hey, man, the good part is, I mean, it just depends on financial situations, now, right? I mean, my sister-in-law would always say, I'm a child with adult money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're able to buy back some of your past, I mean, I'm not gonna say that I've never made decisions based on my kid stuff. I mean, the lightsabers, bro. Like, come on, like it's fucking cool. Like, they just literally just sit there, bro. Like, I mean, but we want to relive our childhood. So that's cool. So your grandma taught you that. So how were you able to kind of develop that skill? Like what kind of got you started to wanting to do the business? Kind of like, I guess more legit. Like when was that pinnacle? Like, did you just go straight into doing a shop? Did you start doing conventions? Like, how did you get into that niche? Like what made you jump into that?
Okay, well, first off, when it came to the whole collectible stuff, um, I was like 16. So my very first job, that's when, you actually have money to actually buy stuff that you wanted. So at the age of 16, I got my first job. Little by little, I started buying my own little collection. I was really into football cards. I love football cards. So that was like my number one go to. And then little by little, I just started getting into action figures. So, but I don't know, man. Like, I can't really pinpoint a certain time, but I could tell you this much. One of my very first events that I ever went as a vendor was actually with oh my god, the United.
Hmm.
And Unite I that's how I actually started. And they were in FAR. I think that's when they first started at Pepe Salinas Convention Center here in the city of FAR. And that's where I first started with that, and dude, it was freaking crazy. Like, for all of that to happen so quick, so short, in such a short time, it was just outrageous. But I don't know, man, like, I can't really pinpoint other than that, that's, like, the earliest thing I could think of.
I get you. It's just crazy because the way I see it is like, for me, like obviously, like once I became a quote unquote adult, right? I wanted to just collect more, and then eventually you get those pieces. Like if I hold this, it's gonna have monetary value. With United with Armando, Armando's always done a good event, and for you guys that joined us right now, just keep in mind that we do have United collectors on January Saturday. It's actually gonna be free admission, so if you guys are in the Edinburgh area, I'll be there for sure. With I think I got like 3 tables. Well,
Wait, so
one
is
spot,
this new
three
one
tables.
gonna be in Edinburgh?
Yeah, so if I remember correctly, it's going to be at the original location. It's going to be free because they're celebrating their anniversary. I'm not sure how many years. I'd hate to be that guy, Armando. If you're out there, let us know how many years it is. But it's going to be free admission, man. So that's good. That's going to get some people there. I mean, people need things to do on the weekend, man.
Yeah,
So,
there we go. Dude, I was kinda freaking out. I was like, "Oh my god, is my laptop gonna die?"
all right, bro. I would have been talking to myself. It's all good. Not fucking with you. It's all good, bro. But so you did United. So I mean, you don't have to share if you don't want to, man. What was that like? item that you sold? Like, what was the best? Like, was the first one the best one? Did you start doing like South Texas Comic Con and stuff? Like, what was kind of the biggest events you did, and what were like the smaller events you did? What was all that before opening up shop?
Okay. So basically, like I said, United was the first show that I have ever done. And I said it was there at Pepe Salinas here in the city of Far. Now, I was doing that one. I believe I did maybe two or three of them there at that location. And out of nowhere, JV actually showed up. Viola was trying to get me in to do one of her shows. She was passing out her flyers and advertising her events for, I believe it's Harlingen.
Mhm,
And so she invited me and a friend of mine at the time to see if we'd be interested in going. And we actually went. Dude, we killed it over there in Harlingen, and it's surprising because now you think of Harlingen, and it most of the shows over there don't do so well.
mhm,
But at that time, you're talking about, I want to say like before 2016, 17, so around that time, it was booming over there. There was a lot of people going to their shows, and
mhm,
JV was, they had their foot on the door. Like, I'm not talking anything bad about them right now. Like, I wish them all the best. But like lately, we haven't heard much. I know they're gonna have another show February 3rd, if I'm not mistaken.
mhm,
And they're actually looking for vendors. But going back to what we were talking about, I actually did their show, and I believe I did three or four for Viola for JV, and little by little it started growing. Then I met Margaret, and after that, dude, once I met Margaret, everything just went completely crazy. Like, one show after another one. And funny story, and I always tell this story. They're like, "Do you think Margaret's pretty good at doing what she does, like promoting?" There's this time that she actually invited me and my son to do one of her shows, and she gave me the address to this location, and it was in Edinburgh. And I was like, "All right, well, let me go check it out." I had my car, my SUV packed up with the tables, all the merchandise. And as I'm driving, I'm looking at the GPS on my phone, and it's sending me to like a rural, like a neighborhood. I'm like, "Where the fuck?" I'm like, "Dude, I gotta be lost, bro. Like, this can't be
mhm,
right." Sure enough, I get to the address, and it's like a random house. And I'm freaking out. I'm like, "Dude, what the heck?" Like, I'm expecting like a convention center, a community center, something. I wasn't expecting a freaking house. And I get off, and sure enough, she's there. And I'm like, "What the fuck? What are we doing here?" And I'm like, "Oh, do we even have permission to be here?" It's like, we're just gonna go and be in someone's yard, or what the hell? That's exactly what we were doing, bro. We set up, and they did like the whole entire lights hanging from the trees and all that, and I think it was like around November or December, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm not even joking. It was in someone's backyard, and over like 300 people showed up to this event. So that alone, that proved to me, I'm like, yeah, like she knows exactly what she's doing. Like,
mhm,
I'm not gonna lie, I doubted it, and I'm like, how good is anyone even gonna bother showing up to this place? Like, and
mhm.
sure enough, man, I remember I banked that day. I did pretty good considering it was someone's in the back of someone's house. I made like about $800 that day.
Damn, that's crazy. So
Yeah,
I
so
remember the. Oh my bad. Go ahead.
yeah, so like, dude, $800 in someone's backyard, like, bro, like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, that's more than what some people do in like a yard sale or something. Like, I was excited. I was like, hell yeah, shit.
Yeah, it's just that money, bro. Like it drives you. I know it sounds real bad, right? It sounds real shitty. And I want to thank Roy for joining us. Thank you, Roy, for joining us. But one thing, bro, I remember the first convention I did. We made $300, and I remember I was such a smart ass, bro. I was like, bro, I could like double this shit, and I ended up quadrupling it just because it's me. And that kind of got me hooked on the reselling, bro, because like. I always believe, like, the customer is the one that kind of really drives. I know you and me were kind of talking about it off camera, about customer traffic and stuff like that. But honestly, the power is in the consumer. Like whether it's customer service or availability, like the consumer is going to decide where they want to spend that money. And if you're just able to have that correct process transaction, well, then they're going to come back. But so you did a lot of the smaller shows. So what kind of convinced you to open up shop now? Your shop was called GTA, right?
Yeah, man. Okay, now GTA, I did GTA in the city of Alamo, and the whole situation that I wanted the name GTA was because at the time GTA 5 had dropped. So obviously I wanted something that, if anyone Googled it or whatever, like, and sure enough, you would Google search it, and it was like maybe the second or third notch down from the actual video game. So, there was a little bit of, a strategy to it. Now, GTA was games, toys, and something else. And the thing was that I wanted my kids to feel like they had a say or a part in it. And they just threw the word awesomeness at the end, because I was like games, toys, and I was just gonna put and more or something like that, or
Mhm.
games, toys, and accessories, shit like that. And they're like, no, 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 no. And you got to think about it. Like they were like in middle school at this time. And they're like sixth, seventh graders, and they're like awesomeness, put awesomeness. And I wanted them to feel like they were part of the, part of the shop. So I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna do it. So it was games, toys, and awesomeness, you know. And yeah, the shop actually, to be honest with you, it a lot of people ask me like, hey, well, what happened? And I've actually heard different stories, and I was like, "Whoa, that's not even close to what happened." I've heard that, "Oh, the shop wasn't making money. Oh, it was a horrible location," or, certain things like that. That wasn't the case at all. Basically, it was booming, and I was making money through eBay sales and people walking through the door. So even if it was a slow day and no one was really going in, like, throughout the week, because obviously it's like any other shop. Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays were the best days. Tuesdays and Wednesdays, because I was closed on Mondays. So basically, like, those days, they were kinda dead, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, there wasn't that much traffic, and if there was, it was mostly people trying to, like, sell me stuff or trade stuff that I had there at the shop, like.
Mhm.
But, the only reason that shop actually shut down was because we have twin boys, and right now they're 8 years old, but at the time, they were infants, they were preemies. So, freaking daycare, bro, was killing me for 2 kids, and every week you gotta pay, like, maybe, like, $800, plus you gotta pay your rent, plus you gotta pay all the utilities, plus you gotta pay for, upcoming merchandise that you've already pre-ordered. All these things are coming up and they pile up on you. So my girl asked me, she goes, and she's told me up till now, she regrets telling me to shut it down, but she's like, "I'm sorry, I need you to come home because I need help with the twins because they're out of daycare now, and they're a handful, and it's 2 kids, like, so she would try and put one to sleep, the other one would wake up, vice versa, so it was a little bit too much for one person to handle, especially with twin boys, so
I get you. I get you. So we got Armando guys in the chat. Armando, so you missed it, man. I'm plugging in again. So we got
plug
United.
it in, plug it in,
We
plug it
got
in.
January 6th, United. Armando, how many years is it, man? Because I know you're doing free admission. Hopefully you're still there, Armando. We got a Don out of Dragon Bros in Brownsville. He jumped onto his personal profile. I heard they have tacos over there by Dragon Bros. Have you been there or no, Nick?
Nah, man, I'm not gonna lie, I've
So
never been over there.
you might have to
I've
go,
I've
bro.
I've heard of their events and stuff like that, but, like, I've never gone, so
Yeah, I believe they're gonna have somebody else. I think they were teasing it. So if you guys want to check them out, go ahead. But Armando, if you're on, Armando, let us know how many years United's been around. Because I honestly don't know, bro. Like I'm shit. I'm a horrible
dude, I'm
fucking
telling
vendor.
you, United was one of the very first shows that I ever did as a vendor, and that
Mhm.
was at the Pepe Salinas Convention Center, so it's been a while, it's been a minute.
Yeah, I don't want to be that guy and be like 5 years. He's like it was 50 years. I'm like fuck.
Oh, dude, no, 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 no.
But
Let's
no,
see if
that's
he'll
awesome.
answer.
All right. Let's see if Armando's on there. So, but again, so that's cool, man. So, you had to make the decision to shut down and stuff. So, I mean, obviously, you might have shut down, but you're still out there, still branding yourself with all the merchandise and all the good stuff, right?
Yeah, yeah. So, pretty much after the shutdown of the shop, I would still do all the events like Armando United and stuff like that. I would do pretty much all those shows, and I would take the banner and still be promoting the shop because the way my mentality was like, you know what, I'm gonna be shut down for. I was thinking maybe a year. Been doing it since
Been doing it since
2016. Dude,
2016. RNA
see,
Collectibles and Antiques.
bro, I told you that
So
that was like,
2016, 17, 18, 19, 21 to what's that like 4, 7 years? Damn, 7 years,
dude,
right? I'm not mathing that wrong, right?
bro, I told you, I kind of nailed it. I said
Mhm,
2017, 2016.
mhm.
But yeah, that was one of the first shows I've ever done. But anyways, yeah, dude. So I was my mentality was like, you know what, I'm still gonna promote, I'm still gonna take my banner. I want the name to be thrown out there. Like I want people to know it,
Mhm,
and I don't know, man. Like I was just happy about it. And my mentality was I was only gonna be shut down for maybe a year,
mhm,
and just reopen the shop again. I'm not gonna lie, dude, like, being a parent, fucking bills coming up, everything it's always that one thing you're not expecting always pops up, and it's more fucking responsibilities and more bills and more shit coming up that I'm not gonna lie, just I never got around to doing it again. And
mhm,
it's not that I don't want to, believe me, I want my shop back, but I was like, "You know what? Like, right now, it just isn't a good time." And recently, I had the opportunity to reopen, actually this year, earlier this year, the a great opportunity came up and I thought about it and I didn't pull the trigger on it. I was like, nah, man, right now it's not a good time. Like I just had a gut feeling like, no, something's not right. And at the same time, I'm sorry to say this, I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but it
mhm.
seems like everybody and their mom thinks they could, be resellers.
Yeah,
It's like there's pop-up shops coming out of the woodwork sometimes, and I've gone to new events and it's great to see new faces, like new vendors, but dude, the things they do, the pricing, like the way they yeah, it's just too much. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'll wait it out.
yeah, definitely. So Armando had talked about for around our two expos after that, it's United Collectors Expo, and then he said that you had a good location and you'll get your shop back. So,
Oh, dude, no, the location was great, bro. It was like literally about 2 blocks away from the Alamo High School.
mhm,
So and it kinda sucks because like, since I was right next to the high school, some of the kids from the high school would go walking home, and I was literally my shop was right next to, like, Willie B Snacks and stuff like that. So,
mhm,
like, where they sell raspas and, like, all these other pickles and hot Cheetos and cheese and stuff like that. So, literally, I was right next to them, and those kids would go and they'd just walk into the shop and just buy random stuff, and that's the crazy part because it kinda, like it started snowballing, like a snowball effect. A few
mhm.
kids started coming in, I guess, word of mouth. They started telling their friends, and their friends told their friends, and dude, it was getting good, and I'm not even gonna lie, like, within, like, 3 months of it actually slowly building up, that's when we shut down. I was like, "Damn," like, I felt like crap, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I mean, nobody wants things to fail, but you gotta be very tactical, man. Like, especially like in today's economy and the way things are going. Like, there's businesses that may shut down now that just won't ever open again. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And so you just gotta play it close to your chest. But I mean, I think you get that location that we were talking. I don't want to say your business plan, but we're talking about off camera about some locations and stuff. But I
yeah.
mean, it's always good to plan, man, because you never know how it's gonna get the. It can only literally get better from here. I mean, economy wise and everything. So
I'm not gonna lie though, if I do the reopen, I don't think I would do the same name though. I'd probably just switch it up, just start fresh all over again. Just go with a whole new name. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it.
no, I feel, yeah, definitely. So you started opening your shop. You had to shut down to make the family decision. So after shutting down, when you decided to make that, oh, we got Johnny Funko Pop son saying you have to put in the work. People want the quick buck without the work. Oh, bro, I can go on forever for this.
Oh
So
yeah, bro.
it's always good
Yeah,
to have
no.
good prices. Yeah, definitely. So I gotta jump back to Johnny's comment. It's so funny because me and Nick were talking a little bit about it. So a little backstory, guys. Nick was like, I want to make sure this podcast is the shit. So he stopped by the office to pick up some equipment. And we just went on a whole, I think it was like an hour and a half we were talking, bro. Like an hour. It was a fucking while. And we were just talking about basically like the convention scene and making sure everything is there and how some people try to do so much, but then it kind of, you're carrying all this. It's a 10 item checkout. You got fucking 20 items in your hand, like you're gonna fucking drop something, you got to kind of prioritize that stuff because you can run 10 different things, but if you can't fully deliver it, all of them, you might have 7 failures and 3 successes. But you know how it is, bro. No one's gonna talk about all the good shit, they're gonna be like,
Dude,
they fucked
you
this
you
up, they
could
fucked
you
that up.
could yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off, but it's
You're
it's
good. You're
like
good.
they say, like, like you do one good thing and some a couple of people might tell a few people, like, 3 people might tell 5 people, 10 people. You fuck up one time and you do something bad, they'll tell the fucking world. They look for the negativity, the screw ups, the little flaws that you have. They'll pick at you, and it's like everything else could be perfectly fine, but dude, they'll just get that one thing about you and just ruin you. It's like,
Oh, we got JJ saying Nico. I think he misspelled it, but it's fine.
damn, bro.
Look at him. It was right there, Jane. I'm just kidding. Thanks for joining us, Jay. Appreciate it, Jay. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different things, man. And so I know we titled this Partnership and with Purpose. So I know you eventually partnered up with somebody. I'm not here to air out dirty laundry or nothing, but partnerships in themselves, as I became a recently aware of and teaching and training moment, right? Is very, you know, the way I see it is if you're working towards the same goal, and you adapt the plan to that goal, it's fine. But once you start veering off the track, it becomes different.
Yeah.
So you don't have to name names, bro. I mean, out of the respect for everybody in the community world, like once you did that partnership in the locations you were at, if you want to name it, it's up to you. What was some takeaways you got from that, and what were some things that you learned? Because I know we talked about some things you developed and some things that you kind of got a refresh on, which kind of got you like, oh, I definitely want to do this again, but I got to prioritize on myself first. Like take care of my
Yeah.
family first, then do my business second. You know what I mean? So what were
Yeah.
some of the
Well,
things?
like first off, when it comes to prioritizing, dude, don't get me wrong, I love doing this, buying, reselling, all that, but dude, my family comes first, no matter what. Like that's my number one priority, you know. But I, if I'm not mistaken, I believe you're talking about big boys. Is that what we're going on?
Yeah, so Armando said you can bend over backwards to please everyone, but then you mess up, and that's what they remember most.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I know that. I think it's actually while I was in the valley. I know you had partnered with Jr. And again, Jr.'s a cool dude. I got nothing against it, but I know at one point you were a lot on social media. And I remember one day you just weren't on social media no more, because me as your competitor, I had to fucking keep up. So I was like, fuck. So like, you do a video, then I'm like, fuck, I had to do a video. Then I would do an event, then you did an event. Now I have to announce my event before, because obviously, like, it's retail, bro. Like, we're local, it's friendly comp. I mean, and I've always said the same thing to everybody, regardless. Like, if I do a convention or somebody else has a convention, like the consumer is going to go where they want to go. Like
yeah, of course.
if they want to go to you, Nick, because you give great customer service, they're going to fucking go to you. If
Yeah.
they want to come to us or to me because of my customer service or my availability of what I have, they're going to come. Nothing's going to stop nobody.
All right.
Now,
Now that you brought that up, man,
mhm.
be completely honest. Be fucking blunt about it.
Sure, sure, sure.
How did you feel about like the whole competitiveness, like the way you said it, like if I'm online, I got people watching, you got to compete with that. How did you guys feel?
Ah, bro, do you want the transparent answer? You want the
Come on, no, don't fucking lie to us. Come on, you put me
bro?
on the spot, now I'm putting you on the spot.
Shit, bro, I'm not gonna fucking lose. Like, I'll dump money, and the thing is, I think I don't know if Jay's on or not, but Jay can contest to this. Like, I always tell Jay, like, I'm not gonna fucking lose. Like, at the end of the day, like, and the stupid thing is like the Walmart. I was a corporate trainer at Walmart. Obviously, you know that because it got you a job at the Alamo Walmart,
Yeah, no
right? but
shit.
but what's it called? As a corporate trainer, bro, like they teach you like if you're able to get that repeated customer, that's how you're gonna grow the business. You don't want
Yeah,
someone to buy one. So like, yeah, you know what? Like if you're gonna be live, I'm gonna compete and I'm gonna just make something a little bit better or adapt because it's just like with any other business, bro. If somebody has to have the balls to do that first post and then someone's gonna mimic it and make it better, then mimic and make it better. It's a natural thing.
yeah,
Like if you do the same thing as somebody else and you do not modify it to be better, you're literally just hurting the community because you're just wanting to be like, hey, by the way, I'm here, stop by. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you can't do that shit, bro. Like, you have to respect the community and give them a better experience than what they may have saw on your page or on this person's page. Or so obviously you had different merchandise than me, so different genre of people, right?
yeah,
But I was like, you know what? If Nick's going hard, I'm gonna go a little bit harder, but I'm gonna go ahead and say like I have more exclusives, I have more grails, or hey, I'm located here. There's somebody nearby. Let them be like Mike, right? No shit. So that's just some stuff that Jay knows the little mentality that we had and kind of the things that we had talked about. But that was my honest answer, bro. I mean, I'm trying to keep it PG because
no,
my
hey
mother
man, it's all
my
good.
mother got
Hey,
mad at me for cussing on the podcast.
wait, wait, hold on, we're not supposed to cuss.
You can
Because
cuss
dude,
all
I've already
fucking
thrown
day.
like several F bombs in here.
Bro,
Like,
you can cuss all fucking day, but I literally I think
oh, okay. I was like, what
my
the
brother
fuck?
called me and was like that my mother was upset. I was like, fuck. So
Ooh,
TikTok, that's
chanclazo.
true. Jay's a TikTok star. That took a fucking while for that too. Armando says, watch
Oh my
out for
god.
Pride.
Don't even get don't no man, you're gonna blow his head up. Don't
Yeah.
even get him started with that shit.
Armando says, watch out at Pride comes before the fall. That's one thing to look at for. Absolutely, man. And you just have to be self aware. I mean, add on to what Armando said. You have to be self aware because if you know when your pride and ego are in the way, like that's when you're gonna be like, let me step back. And I've been pretty self aware of it. Or I feel like I'm more self aware than most people. But I mean, I'm not gonna lie. There's times when I'm just like, fuck it, bro. If it's gonna cost me $500, let's do it. Like, fuck it. And
Damn.
now I have to be a little more tactical with the startup now. But I mean, I've been on both sides of that spectrum. But yeah,
No, but okay, so we are talking about big boys, all right. That's what you were getting at.
the chunklet from my yeah, bro, for real, straight up. So yeah, no, we were talking about big boys. I guess more not so much about big boys, but more of like what kind of made you say like, you know what, like we're done or I'm done or like how was that interaction? Because I mean, obviously, I mean, from what I remember, like I know you started off from the very beginning, and then you would do your videos pretty regularly, man. I think you would do them like every Saturday, or you would do them Friday to drive the traffic in Saturday. So you would do like a raffle on Friday to get people in for Saturday and Sunday, because obviously, I look at everything, right? So what were some of those things that you kind of adapted, you learned, those lessons that you took away from that experience?
Okay, well, just to get the story straight, I did not choose to leave.
Hmm.
That's the way it is. I'm telling you straight. I did not choose to leave. If honestly, if I had a chance, I'd still be there. Like, believe me, like I'm being completely honest. I would I love that shop. Like I really do. I really like it. The location is a great location. The merchandise, the size of the shop, everything about that place has so much potential in it. The only downfall, I'm not gonna lie, is the parking. The parking
Hmm.
was pretty bad. Like people, like on our busy days working there, we had people parking on the side of the road just to get into the shop. Like,
Hmm.
and it started off really good. It started off like any other thing. Like I want to say we were at a show, and after the show, he brought it to my attention and he pitched the idea at me. He's like, "Yo, man, I'm thinking of opening a shop. I'm gonna invite you and maybe a couple of other guys that I'm kind of tight with, and I want to see if you'd be interested." And the pitch basically was, if you come into the shop, basically everybody has their own thing. Like let's say like one of the guys, he had nothing but like Ninja Turtles and Batmans and stuff like that. Well, the
Hmm.
whole thing was that, okay, well, that's kind of his category. That's kind of his thing. Then you
Hmm.
would have somebody else who did like Transformers and Power Rangers or whatever. But that was his category. That was his thing. So you don't want to step on anyone's shoes and be selling kind of the same merchandise. So majority of these guys, yeah, I'm not trying to throw them under the bus, but there were older guys that they were older than me, by the way. So like,
Hmm.
they had toys from the 70s, the 80s, the early 90s, and I had to set myself apart from them. I couldn't be like them. So I went in anime, more modern toys, statues, stuff like that, Pokemon cards, stuff that would set myself apart from the other individuals in the shop.
Hmm.
Now, the thing was that when it got down to it, we would have a payout at the end of the week, and we've never had any issues payout wise. Like, well, I never did, but let me just put it this way. Like, honestly, when we first started, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be blunt. Every week, I would come home with at least maybe like 1,200 $1,400, and that's every week. So I was pretty happy with that. And the other guys, unfortunately, they have, like full-time jobs. So when they weren't around the shop, I kind of took their spot and I would sell their merchandise for them.
Hmm.
And they kind of gave me the okay, like, hey man, like if I got something at a certain price, they would kind of give me like, oh, you know what? I'm giving you permission to like drop it by so much if the customer's like really serious about it. So,
Okay.
and I was always that person that's trying to pitch the sell to them. Like, like, oh dude, well, unfortunately, this guy's not here. He's at work right now. But if you're really interested, I could drop the price by so much, And I was basically like the closer, I was trying to close those deals for them. So when they weren't there, I was making the money. And the guys that weren't there, like I said, I was making about 12 to 14 every week. These guys were making maybe like 6 to 8, and that's because they weren't even at the shop. They
Mhm.
had they had their full-time job, and basically I was the one that was kind of pitching their sales for them. And you can ask any of them, and they'll tell you like, hey, like I was trying my very best to help these guys, because the way I see it is, the more people I get in through that door, the more chances of us making money. And I mean us by as in the shop. I wasn't trying to be greedy and like, oh, it's just for me. But basically, I'm not gonna lie, dude, like that's pretty much what happened. And the fallout of that was, I kind of want to say that I helped him build the Facebook page a little bit by doing the lives and stuff like that. Everything I
Mhm.
ever gave away, I'm gonna say about 80 to 90% of it was my stuff that I gave. That I
Mhm.
gave away as donations, or I gave as giveaways or stuff like that.
Hey, well, hold on, hold on.
I
I'm
w
gonna plug it in because I know there's people listening, but we have a giveaway at the end of the podcast, right? So
Oh,
just an
yeah, we
FYI,
do.
I got to
Go
plug it
for it.
in because I know people are going to be wanting all the tea right now, but we'll be giving away this Ichigo. I had to fucking call it, and so just an FYI, I gotta do it, bro, because I know people are listening right now. I
No, no,
gotta
no,
plug it
it's
in.
fine.
But go ahead. And then so you did a lot of the giveaways. You were building the Facebook and stuff, and so um, what happened to what?
So, pretty much I was doing the giveaways and stuff like that. I was getting people through the door, and I got quite a few followers to follow the page there at the shop. And I'm not gonna lie, once we got to that 2,000 mark, he kinda threw it at me. He's like, "Yo, man, to be honest with you, I think I can take it from here." And I looked at him like, I'm not gonna lie, like I was kind of dumbfounded, like, what do you mean? Like are you gonna take over like the Facebook? Like you're gonna do the whole lives and giveaways? Like he didn't explain it clearly, like, all he said was, I think I could take it from here. And I kind of just like, and I asked him like, well, what are you talking about? What do you mean? And then he goes, well, I appreciate everything you did here, like, it's pretty good, like, but if you don't mind, maybe this weekend, if you can pick up your stuff, and and that's when it hit. Like I was like, are you serious? Are you for real? Like, and that's honestly the part that really bothered me the most. You
Mhm.
know, there's other situations that occurred that I'm not going to talk about, but when it came to that part, that's the one that kind of bit me the wrong way. I was like, dude, are you serious? Like I helped you build this, I understand it's your shop. Don't get me wrong. I know my place. I know where I stand in this.
Mhm.
But dude, like I kind of saw myself like, hey, I'm kind of like your right-hand man in a sense, and you're just gonna do me like this. Like it hurt, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It really did. And I'm the type of person where if you invite me to do or to be part of your shop, dude, I'm gonna give you 110% of whatever I've got to help you build your brand or your shop or whatever it is that you got going for you.
Mhm.
I'm trying to do the positive thing and help you guys, in any way I possibly can. But in return, like don't do me dirty like that. Like, like at least give me a fair warning, like, hey man, like maybe like in advance, like before you get into this, I'm just letting you know as of now, this isn't a full-time thing. I just need a little bit of help. Then I would have completely understood, like, oh, okay, he just, he's gonna help me. I'm gonna help him for a couple of months, and then after that, we part ways. Like,
Mhm.
but the way he pitched it was like, I was gonna be there for a while.
I get you. So, I mean, obviously, I don't want you to go into too detail, man. I'm not here to take the skeleton out of the closet or nothing. But what were some of those experiences? Because it's kind of like what you said, right? So a lot of people were selling different merchandise, right? So they were selling some of the older stuff. So you found that little niche, like this is where I'm gonna expose myself. This is where I know I can drive a crowd and stuff. So besides, being able to identify what to do to bring people in, were there any other particular skills that you sharpened or anything else that you noticed while your time was there that you kind of
Oh yeah,
implement now
oh
and that
yeah.
you're
Don't
willing
get
to
me
share?
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, there's any situation you get into, or no matter where you go, always try and learn something new. Always, like that's the number one thing. Like, if you learn something new, even if it's a fucking toy, like I saw him bringing in toys from the 80s, the 70s, the 90s that I didn't know that there was really true value in them. I just like I'm not into retro toys. That's not my thing, you know.
Hmm.
So when he would bring in a toy, he'd be like, "Oh, dude, this is a G1 transformer. There's only like so many or whatever the hell, like and he would kind of break it down. And dude, don't get me wrong, like these are things that I learned from him. And I'm not saying he's not a great teacher. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I learned from the guy. And not just
Hmm.
him, but everyone else that was in the shop.
Hmm.
So I would pick up different things like, oh, okay, like out of all the entire categories, I kind of know like, hey, you know what? The time that I spent there, this is a number one seller. This is a number one seller. Like, like I kind of know if I'm out there, I don't know, like in a yard sale or a flea market,
Hmm.
and I see something, I can identify like, hey, there's fucking money on that table. Like, I better
Yeah.
not leave it. Like. But before actually working there, I not knowing, I would have just left that shit there because I didn't know the true value of certain things.
Yeah. No.
So I did learn that stuff from them. The guys, oh my god, David and Joe, dude, those guys were huge helps. Um, oh, you know what? Now that I brought them up, dude,
So far.
freaking MiniCon, bro. They were actually the ones that ran MiniCon, and I
Hmm.
believe they did it not too far from where your shop is right now, your office.
Hmm.
That Boys and Girls Club that's right behind that Target,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. On 3 Mile,
dude.
3 Mile-ish. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Well, dude, they had a MiniCon there. Oh my god, I actually brought it up to David and Joe's attention maybe about, I want to say like 2, 3 months ago. And I asked them, I'm like, hey, are you ever going to do a mini con again? And, I was just kind of poking at them, like, do a mini con. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because dude, when they did their show, it was outrageous. Like there was a crap load of fucking cosplayers and so many fucking customers at their show. Easily I made like almost 2 grand.
Nice.
So, it's not bad for doing what, a 6 hour show. Like,
Mm. Then I feel now, since you're talking about shows, how do you feel now with everything going on? So, I want to kind of double back to how we talked about Harlingen, how it thrived earlier in the years, and now it's kind of more of a travel city. People travel through Harlingen to go to the island. Um, I remember the last one; it was great. Alex talking about the minicon. So, what do you think about that, bro? Like all these different conventions. I mean, I don't need you to name names of everyone, but do you feel like it's oversaturated? Do you feel like as a vendor, you have to be like very, 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 very like, do you invest in the person? Do you invest in the event? Do you invest in the location? Like, what are those key things that you look for as a vendor to say, like, you know what? If they're going to start up, they have to meet this requirement, this requirement, this requirement. Then I'm going to start looking into that. What are some of those things?
okay, honestly, I think it's a little overdone, all these shows going on.
Mhm.
It's getting to the point where back then it was like what, one show every like 2 or 3 months. It was far few in between. Now it seems like every fucking weekend there's a new little event going on.
Mhm.
And the thing is, like, don't get me wrong, it's great. It's got its pros and its cons, like anything else. Pros is that, like, I get it. We're in the valley. There's not much to do. Like, you can get out and go check out a few things.
Yeah.
The negative side to it is that there's so many fucking different events going on. They're clashing on so many days. So as a vendor, you have to strategize which one do you think is gonna make more money? Like, like if there's one that's in the city of Edinburgh and there's one that's in Harlingen, I'm sorry, but I'm going to Edinburgh. You know,
Okay.
that's just the way it is. So location wise, yeah, I look at the location. There's actually I believe it's the one on the other side next to the Cracker Barrel, the
Mhm.
Mission Convention Center or something, but it's in McAllen, but
Yeah.
it's on the south side of the expressway.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm sorry to say, but every fucking event that I've ever gone to that's ever happened there, it was a bust. I'm sorry to say it. Like I'm sorry if you guys hosted an event there or anybody had an event there, but it's fucked up because the name people think it's in Mission, but it's actually McAllen.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people are going to the wrong location thinking that, oh, it's in Mission. Like, it's not. It's literally right across the expressway on the south side of the McAllen Convention Center. It's not
Mhm.
even that far. It's maybe like what, a mile, maybe 2 miles away from the convention center going south. So, and that place, it's got negative vibes all day, dude.
Mhm.
Every fucking show I've gone to, I'm lucky if I even make the money back for my table.
I get you. So, as a vendor, and I mean, this is just an open forum, man, because we're talking about vendors and setups. So, if you could give the advice to the organizers, whether it's the Armandos of the world, the Margarets of the world, all the ones that do it. Those are just the two that pop in my head right now. Then there's plenty more that do the organizing. What's something for you as a vendor, if you wanted to pitch like two or three ideas? Like, let's say, for example, it was like, what was one thing you would want to see like at South Texas Comic Con? What's one thing you would want to see at United? What's another thing you want to see like at PokeFest? Like, is it all the same thing you would want to see, or because I'm pretty sure you attended a lot of these different events. What's the one thing that's going to drive you there as a vendor?
Really, it's the for like okay, PokeFest. I'm gonna say 3-4 years that they've done it. Of course, not the COVID year, but every other year other than that, I've fucking been at it. The amount of people, obviously, like it's gotten PokeFest has the attraction, and it's gotten so many people. Just the name, people kind of already, it's like synonymous with McAllen Convention Center. Don't fucking move it. Okay, like that's the way I see it. Like, okay, Armando, I'm not saying anything bad, bro. Okay, I love you guys, but your name, United, is already submitted with Edinburgh. Okay. I don't think it's cool to go to Mercedes. I get that they tried doing a name change a little bit with it,
Mhm,
but it's not working. Like, I am not saying anything bad. I wish them all the best of luck because
mhm.
obviously I'm one of their vendors, so I hope things would go good. But I'm being honest with you guys. Like, stick it, just stay with Edinburgh. You know, don't 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 go trying to fight it and go to other places. It's if it doesn't work, it's kind of like the way they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just leave it alone. Like,
Yeah, bro. But the thing is like as an organizer, they don't want to fix it, but they want to elevate that
I
experience. You know what I
no,
mean?
I get that. Okay, look, I'll give him this much. The location, what is it, Mercedes?
Uh, yeah, Mercedes, but yeah, Mercedes. Yeah,
Right? It's Mercedes or something.
yeah.
The Mercedes location, in my personal opinion, I think it's horrible. I think it's bad. The building itself, it's fucking beautiful. It's great. It's a great building. You know, that's why we gave up on Mercedes. It's too far.
Yeah.
But it's just I'm sorry to say, man, but the one in Mercedes, it was in the bumfuck nowhere, bro. It was like out there in the fucking boondies. Like, but the location, the building itself was fucking beautiful. It was a great location. It was a lot bigger than Edinburgh. And I really liked it, but the location sucked ass. I'm being completely honest with you guys.
Mhm,
It's like I said, you guys ask me whatever, I'm gonna be blunt. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It's not to hurt anyone's feelings. It's just that's the way I am. You know,
mhm,
um Now PokeFest, I hope they don't move it from McAllen because everyone already knows that it's the McAllen location.
mhm,
Same thing with South Texas Comic Con. It's like I don't know, man. Like the okay now when you said what do I think about bringing like attractions or bringing stuff to as for me to go as a vendor, I
mhm.
don't care about special guests. That's my personal opinion.
Okay.
As a vendor, it's people see it differently. Like, oh my god, it's going to draw a lot of attraction. A lot of people are going to go because such and such person is there. Yes, that may be true, but for the most part, the customers usually just go to get the autographs, and they're coughing up $80 for an autograph, or maybe it's a combo for like $100, an autograph and a photo, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Well, for the most part, after that, sorry to say, but most of the customers aren't left with that much cash to go and spend money with the vendors,
Mhm,
and that's where the vendors kind of like they don't like it because obviously, like why lie? That's what we're here for. We're here to hustle. We're here to make money. So yeah, it's cute and pretty when you see like a couple of hundred people, but if they ain't spending money on your tables, your vendors ain't gonna be happy. And if your
mhm,
vendors ain't happy, it's gonna be hard for you to get more vendors on your next show, your next event, because they're gonna be like, nah, man, the last time I went, I barely made enough for the table, or oh, I only made $100 extra. Like we go to make money. That's what we're there for. We're all hustlers. That's what we do.
mhm,
Like some of us, that's the extra spending money. Like you said, we got our 9 to 5 jobs, and this is the little extra for us. And the way shit is right now, shit's getting fucking expensive, especially fucking food and shit. Dude, it's outrageous. So yeah, that kind of kills the vibe for you guys, like as vendors. So
Yeah, definitely. And obviously, like, I haven't hosted anything like that, at least not yet, to that volume. But I know, talking to Armando and different people, Margaret and stuff, you always want to take that feedback, even though it's maybe feedback you don't want to hear, because you can give good feedback, man. But then some people just deliver feedback like assholes. I'm just gonna make it like clear as day. You know what I mean? Like,
yep,
some people just are like, it fucking sucked. What the fuck were they thinking? Like, you can say the same message, but in a correct way. You know what I mean? Like, you don't
yep,
have to be a fucking asshole about it for anything. Because I mean, honestly, like, as the organizers, we're already looking, and they're already looking for ways to not repeat that mistake. And it's like what Alex is always saying, like, Harlingen's dead. They've tried different shows in Harlingen, from wrestling shows to regular conventions to Power Ranger conventions and everything. And the thing is, for like a lot of that stuff, it's just fucking crazy, man, because like, as like the person who's selling the consumer, we want to give that good experience. And Roy's bringing up, after doing San Antonio Superhero Comic Con, it was bittersweet. Lots of people, but a lot of them spent it on the photo ops. Still made good money, but it's a consideration. Yeah. So I mean, Roy's right. I mean, he got a chance to do that show. I just got the feedback from Fred being there, but you're having people like fucking who was there? That fucking Gwen was there. That's the only one I can remember off the top of my head. Bo-Katan and so forth. Like, they're bringing people in, but at the same aspect, it's a really, I mean, in this aspect, for like those bigger Comic Cons, they have to be able to drive that traffic and satisfy the vendor. But this is why I like to talk to a lot of vendors and stuff. And you're kind of the lucky one that I put on the camera today. I'm like, what would be your idea? Because a lot of times when you talk to the vendors, some of them have been doing it for years, some of them are newer to it. But if you're open to the feedback, you can deliver that better experience. Because at the end of the day, we got to get the consumer in there, but we also want to get that trust back from the vendor, because I don't want to be that guy that has 3 or 4 bad shows, and I'm going to be like, bro, I really need you to do this one, like, please, like, because
yep.
then you become like, all right, am I going to be a good guy, but sacrifice making money and my time, or am I going to have to say, hey, bro, like, my time, my money comes first, like, you
Well,
know,
okay, now you brought up a very good point, money and time. Like, it's as a vendor, you're there, you're spending your fucking Saturday or your fucking Sunday. You work Monday through Friday, whatever the case may be. And as opposed to being home, you're out there trying to hustle, making more money, and that you're taking your own time from away from your family, just to be out there at that show. And if you don't get no positive feedback, you don't get no money coming back home. You just spent the whole fucking day at a show for no fucking reason, and it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Like, you don't want to go back. And the thing is, I could say whatever I want to say, but like Armando and Margaret and all them, it's their show. They're the ones who run the show. I could say whatever I want. I can bitch and moan all fucking day, but it's their show. They do what they want. And if they think that, certain things work out for them, that's great. But, people, it's, how can I put it? It's like the thing they say, you can't make everybody happy either. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might say something, they might not like it, but other people are cool with it. They're happy with the way the show came out. I go to vendors. Now, you know what, real quick, when it comes to my booth or my table, do you think I'm expensive? Do you think I sell shit at a high price?
oh, bro, you totally stole my next question, because my next question to you was going to be like, what about those vendors that are just like, they put the shit out and don't engage anybody? Like, that was going to legit be my next question.
Dude, okay, like, I'm the type of person where if you come up to my booth, I give you my undivided attention. If I'm with a customer and somebody else is asking me a question, I'll try and be as nice and as polite, you know, to like cut off that conversation to go help the next person, because I can only do so much, obviously.
Mhm.
And I'll be like, oh, yo, man, give me 1 second. Oh, this, and I just go on with this person, tell them what they need to, whatever their question was, answer their question. And then I come back to this guy back again, hey, chit chatting, whatever the case is. Price wise, dude, I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm not trying to fucking kiss ass or anything, but in my personal opinion, I think I have some of the better pricing when I go to shows.
Mhm.
Before the show even starts, I'll walk around the entire fucking event, and I might have something that somebody else already has, and I'm eyeballing their price. Not to be, oh, I'm gonna undercut him. No, that's not what I do. Fuck that. That's not the way I do shit. If they got at $80, I'll compete at $80 as well. I'll put my shit at $80. Now, if somebody comes up and says, "Yo, man, what's the best price you can do on it?" Well, then the guy's serious about it. I know
Mhm.
what I got in the figure or the statue. I know how much I can play around with on the pricing. But that's what I do. I walk around the fucking event before anyone gets there, and I kind of price compare with people. And that's crazy because I feel like I give some of the better prices, and at the end of the show, I'll go and I'll talk to another vendor and I'll be like, "Yo, how'd it go for you?" And these guys got fucking expensive ass prices, and they're like, "Oh, dude, I fucking killed it, bro. I fucking killed it. I made like $1,200." I was like, "Fool, how the hell did you make $1,200 when I got some of the best prices and I only made like 6 or 800? How the hell did you do that?" If they're lucky, they may have sold that one big item. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It could be that. I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, but I'm like, "Yo, how the fuck did you do that?" Or sometimes there's not even customers. The event is slow, and they just pull a number out of their ass, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I sold so much." I'm like, "Dude, you're so full of shit, bro. I'm sorry." Like, I don't say it to their face, but I just kind of bite my tongue and I'm like, "Man, you know, I'm like, I know you're fucking lying, bro. There ain't no way you made that much money because ain't nobody here." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, fair. So, Johnny said the organizer presents us with an opportunity as a vendor. It's up to us whether we want to take the risk of making money. Armando said, as a vendor, it depends on what you have and how much you sell it for, like we were talking about. There's vendors that sell some figures that just came out and they're double the price. Absolutely.
yeah,
Oxford's coming in here with repeated customers who can't call me back at all. And we got Mario Martinez says, "Yo, Backstreet." I don't even know. Am I just what
an
the hell's
imp.
IMP? Oh
It's an
shit.
imp.
I don't even know what an imp is, so I'm out of the lingo there. But
All right.
definitely. So, and then my biggest thing, bro, like what I fucking hate, and I'm gonna be that fucking guy that's gonna be. I mean, I'm gonna just be a straight, transparent asshole on this one. Is I fucking hate vendors, bro, that set up at events and they. I mean, if you're not fucking engaging the customer and you're not there actually like trying to sell your item, and then you're just gonna sit there on your phone all fucking 8 hours, and then you're
Yep.
gonna bitch to me like, "Hey man, how'd you do?" I fucking made money, bro. Like, fuck, like I made fucking money, And they're like, "Well, how'd you do it?" I'm like, "Well, first I said, hey, can I help you with something?" And then the second thing I did was I fucking closed the deal, kind of like you said, right? Like price compare,
Yeah.
bundle up, whatever. I mean, obviously we're gonna
Well,
hustle, but like I think those vendors put too much bullshit on the organizer's plate because if you're genuinely trying to make money, then you need to like genuinely try because you're just going to put the bad rep not only for yourself as a vendor, but you're going to put the bad rep on that particular event and whatever it is. You know what I mean?
yep.
And for me, like, I don't think it's right because like there's times in United where I'm gonna kill it, like I'm gonna make a good amount of money. But then someone's gonna be like, "Well, I didn't make my table back." I'm like, "Well, what the fuck you doing?" Because I saw you just sitting on your fucking phone eating a fucking hot dog and fucking chillaxing, you
Yep.
know. And me, I'm not gonna do that shit. I'm gonna be out there. I'm gonna engage. I'm gonna talk to people. I'm gonna talk to other vendors. Do the same thing like you said, right? I'm gonna look at the prices around, see what my cost, my margin is, what can I make as a profit, and so forth. But I just think those vendors that don't take it as seriously or this always that negative person like we talked about. Because I know Armando said it, you can't make everybody happy, right?
Yep.
But at the end of the day, bro, like those are the vendors that just annoy me, bro. And there's a handful of them that I'm just like I'll see their table and I'll kind of skip past it, because I just don't want to deal with that. Like,
But that goes back to what I just said a while ago. Like that, everybody and their mama thinks that they're sellers, though. Like, oh, like, I could do that. That's easy. Be like, well, shit, man, get off your fucking phone, like you said, and help the customer out. Like, you have to engage. You have to be a people person. You have to, if you're just gonna be there on your phone all freaking day, and you just expect people to just magically show up to your table and be like, hey, let me buy that $80 figure off you, like, yo, man, you got to put a little bit of effort into it. Like, and the thing is, like the guy said right now in the comments, fucking repeat customers. The honest to God, I can go to one show almost every week and I will have my regulars. Like the guy that just said the Backstreet Imp, dude, that guy has been a fucking customer of mine since I had GTA.
mhm.
Okay. And every fucking show I go to, the guy is fucking loyal to me and he will show up. And the thing is, I know he's a repeat customer, and it got to the point where he's not just the customer anymore. Later on, he ends up becoming a friend, and you befriend these people, and you give them hookups, you give them little deals here and there, like it's gratitude, it's appreciation. They're spending their hard-earned money on you. The least you can do is cut them a deal every once in a while. Like, don't be fucking pinche all the time. Like I get it, you got to make money, But yo, man, those repeat customers are gonna save your ass 1 or 2 days. Like every once in a while, they're gonna show up. Yo, what's up, man? And you cut them a nice deal. You may have lost a little bit of money on that figure or that statue, whatever it is. But hey, you got that repeat customer. The next show you go to, he's probably gonna show up again. And he's gonna buy more stuff. I don't know. That's just the way I see it. That's who I am. Like, I don't see you guys as customers. Obviously, if I don't know you, you're a customer. But after a while, dude, you become like a friend after a while. Like, you get to know people. It's like other vendors. You and I have done this for so many fucking years. Like, we started off as strangers, and little by little, you end up becoming friends.
Mhm. Definitely, definitely. You also know what type of merchandise by knowing who is loyal and what to look for. Absolutely, but I don't know, bro. That's just the thing that gets to me, and I think I know for a fact I've talked to her about Armando, and I know I've talked to Margaret about it. If not, I maybe had vented to them slightly about it because, like, if you're not generally trying and you're not really branding yourself, and it's kind of like we talked about, like I know you as a vendor, you're gonna hustle. I know just for sure 100% because I've even done a lot of transactions with Johnny from Funko Pop and Sons. I know he's going to give good customer service, whether it's him or the brand that he represents, right? But definitely, I just feel like some of those vendors that don't take it as seriously or just are playing the victim card, like just stop being the fucking victim. Like own your results. If you're
Yep.
gonna sit there from 12 to 6 and you're gonna pack up at fucking 4, like I'm gonna give you shit because you're packing up, and then I'm over here like I can't expand because I don't have enough merchandise, but you're making this whole place look bad. So just
Yep.
because I didn't make fucking time, I didn't make my money, I'm gonna leave on time. Like, nah, fuck that. Like, if I paid 12 to 6, I'm gonna stay till fucking 6, 7. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if I pack up early, that's kind of telling you, Nick, like, hey, fuck you, like, I'm out. Fuck that, bro.
All right,
Like,
man.
that shit pisses
Okay,
me off, bro.
okay. Now that you said that, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I have personally done that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm
No,
not
this
gonna fucking
motherfucker,
lie.
bro.
I'm
Horrible,
not
bro.
gonna fucking Yo, man.
Horrible, bro.
Yo, we're being transparent. We're being truthful
Hey,
here. Like,
podcast is over, guys. Fuck that.
no, but I'm being honest. Like, I've done that. And I'm not gonna lie, Armando, I've done that to your show at United. And I'm being fucking blunt. You know the way I am. The only reason I've ever done it at Armando's show, I'm sorry to say this, but it's like I said, it's his show. He does whatever he wants. The fucking that stupid lip sync shit, bro. It pisses me the hell off, bro.
Jesus,
I'm
bro.
I'm
That's the most
I'm being
entertaining
honest.
part, bro.
Dude, I'm being honest, bro. Like, I hate it. I
How do you
fucking
not
hate
find
it.
that entertaining?
Hell no, that ain't entertaining
It's
shit.
good
That's
songs, bro.
Dude,
Like
you're
fucking
fucking
Michael Jackson
torturing
song.
me sitting there listening to these people.
Hey, bro.
Like,
It's about perspective. It
and those
doesn't.
other vendors don't.
But we know what list you're on, bro, for sure.
Dude, are you
Fucking-
kidding me? Bro, Armando, you admit it, bro. You kicked me off that list a long time ago.
vendors promoting the shows as well. Da, 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 da. And then Ulysses, that's my boy. Nothing but being black. I mean, I understand where you're coming from, bro. Like for me, I mean, I'm not gonna say I look forward to lip syncing, but I do like the music and like the camaraderie, right? Camaraderie, that's the word, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, I know they save it to the end, which is like the best part because like sometimes like I'll get like real like fuck, bro. Like there's a lot of people like around me. Like I'll start getting like a little bit of anxiety and shit. Um, David Amelia says hi, motherfucker. Hi, Amelia. Hi. That's my buddy's daughter, bro. He only has 2, and that's the one that I like a little bit more. I gotta do that one.
Oh.
So, yeah.
You see, and you're giving me shit about being blunt.
Yeah, it's on the flyer, so you know what to expect. I mean, you ain't wrong, bro. Like,
No, hey,
you
no,
know,
it's true. It's true.
what's it
It's
called?
true. Look. One thing I do like about his event, though, and I got to give him some props. Like, I'm not just gonna say negative shit about his show, dude. I love oh my god, the auctions, bro. The auction is I like it. Like,
Mhm.
I will just take a fucking item and he'll be like, oh, what are we gonna start off? I don't give a fuck what you start off at. You could sell it for $1. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, I love seeing that shit. I love seeing the people going at it, like, especially when it's like a little battle, like
Oh, bro.
$1, $2, $5, like,
Yeah.
that shit just goes off. That
It's
to
just
me,
it's pride, bro.
that's what
Yeah, it's pride. I think.
I'll pay
Yeah,
money to watch that shit. That shit's
yeah.
hilarious.
I think
Watching
in
people go at it.
that event, bro. There was one event with Armando, bro. I bid it, I think, up to like $120, and it was just out of principle. I was just mad. I was not gonna lose.
What?
Like it wasn't even worth $120, bro. It was like a poster or some shit. And like I remember, bro, Fred and Jay being so mad, but I just didn't want to lose because I'm like, I'm not fucking losing. I'm like 120. I don't give a fuck. And
Golly.
I think we still have the poster at one point. I don't know if it's still in good shape, but it was like a Justice League poster. But I remember I was fucking like, fuck that, bro. Like I ain't losing this motherfucker. But
No, no, but the
yeah,
auctions, bro, the auctions fucking kill it.
yeah.
I love that shit. That's one that's like the one time that I'm just like eyeballing to see like, oh shit, what's coming up, like, because yeah, I might take something up, but I don't know what the other vendors are going to take up either, like,
Mhm.
and it could be something that I'm not expecting. And it's happened where I'm dealing with a customer, and that one item that I fucking was eyeballing for the auction is up on the auction table, and they're fucking going at it, and I'm over here with the customer. I'm like, fuck, like, it's one of those where it's like shit, like, and I'll just raise a hand real quick, but they don't see you, like, I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's
it's
right.
cool.
That's when they were selling the Avenger poster. I remember. I think that's the one time I can say I dropped money on the auction because like bro, when they do the auctions, I'm real paranoid. I gotta keep my hands like in my pockets because I don't want to stretch and like
Oh, dude.
accidentally buy something, bro.
Hey, but hey, well, it's kind of like what they said, like, like, yo, if you raise your hand, your ass is getting fucking bid. Like, they're gonna bid for that. Like,
Yeah,
if you're
100%.
like, you could be waving at a friend, bro, that just entered the fucking building, like, yo, I'm over here, $5. God damn it! Like, you're like, fuck, like,
Yeah,
But that shit's fucking hilarious, or especially when they put you on the spot, bro.
that's true.
Those be awesome.
Those were awesome, and they were get put in front. I mean, they were fucking G, Armando. I ain't gonna lie, that was fucking cool. But the thing that I'm gonna give Armando props for, bro, is like you always have to find different ways to be innovative because it's like we talked about, like you got to be different kind of every show, and then you got to kind of experiment with different things. Whether it's I'm gonna try it in Mercedes, or we're gonna experiment this, or have like a gaming thing at this convention. Like you have to, but like now, like with the consumer, and I think I've talked to a couple of people related to the collectible world here. Is given the economy we're in, we kind of want the most bang for the buck, but we also want to make sure that we brand ourselves correctly. Like we want to make sure, like, hey, you know what? We know it's tough times, but we're gonna. The greatest example is going to be Armando with the free admission. Like he's been doing it since 2016, minus the name change and so forth, right? But to show an appreciation to not only the vendors but to the consumer, the customers, like, hey, we're gonna do free admission for this one because what if 1,000 people come in the door? You know what I mean? Like, what if all of a sudden this one event, 1,000 people come in, and Armando, instead of making $2, $3, $5 off the person, he's gonna say, you know what? It doesn't even matter. It's for the vendors and stuff, and that takes a lot of sacrifice, bro, because you don't know your turnout's gonna be. One event you might have 500, one event you might just have 100. I've helped
Yep.
Armando in the door where I've had to actually like, hey, Armando, do you have another pack of wristbands? And those wristbands are literally like, I think it's like 500 wristbands if I'm correct, Armando. And I'm like, hey, bro, do you have another pack? Like, we ran out. Now, granted, I might fuck up and put like one or two wrong, but like, that's, I know for a fact there's at least 500 people because I put fucking 500 wristbands on people. Like, whether they all stayed at once or they spent, that's beyond me. But, like, and it's a real innovative. It's like what you said right now. They're doing the Hot Wheels drag race, which I was not gonna bet on that one just because if I can't control my money, man, I don't want to lose it.
I, I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know what that's about.
Well, you
I
would know if you
obviously
didn't.
a Hot
You wouldn't
Wheels,
know if
but
you didn't pack up early and we're on the list.
I wasn't on the list no more, bro. I'm telling you, Armando took my ass off the list.
So now what they're doing is
Okay,
they're
okay.
doing
You
the
want to know what happened? I'll tell you exactly what
no,
happened, and
no,
that's what
no,
Armando did.
no,
No,
no.
no. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Okay. Armando had a show in Edinburgh one time, and unfortunately, it didn't go so well. Like, but it was one of the very few shows that just, it didn't hit. Like, we weren't doing very good. And at the end of the show, that's when
We?
he starts collecting for the next event.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna say it. Okay, I know your ass is laughing. You know why? Because I already told you this shit. So it was a slow event. Okay, and it was a slow event, and he'll go and he'll start collecting for the next show, right?
Anytime.
And sure enough, he goes up to me and he's like, "Hey Nick, yo, are you interested in doing the next show?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course." And I told him, dude, I'm being fucking blunt right now. I'm being blunt with him when I'm talking to him. I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't really make that much today. Like, can I give you a small deposit? Like, like maybe half of it or whatever, just to hold the spot. And then this coming weekend, when I officially get paid with my paycheck, I'll pay the rest of it. Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
sure, sure, sure. He's like, I'll get back to you. I'm like, all right, cool. So when he says I'll get back to you, I'm thinking, oh, he's gonna text me as a reminder, like, hey, fool, you still want this shit? Like, you still want your spot?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm expecting. Well, dude, he sold the fucking table underneath me.
Was that
And ever since
before or after you left at 4 p.m.? I'm
oh
just fucking
man,
with you.
shut the
I'm just
fuck
fucking
up.
with you. I'm just fucking with you. No, I said
No,
I had the
and
time. Yeah.
he sold the table underneath me, and that was it. I'm not gonna lie. Ever since then, I've never been able to get back into Edinburgh. The only reason I was in fucking Edinburgh, I'm gonna say like a month ago or 2 months ago, was Javier, a friend of ours. Like he got hurt at work, and he wasn't gonna be able to make it to the show. So he pitched the idea like, "Hey, bro, like I'm not gonna ask you for anything, but my table is available if you want to use it for that day." And believe me, I'm grateful for any help that someone's pitching at me. I'm like, "I thank you." So I took it and I made some cash. But dude, after really, bro,
After
really,
I
motherfucker.
love that shit. That's fucking great though.
No, but yeah, and I'm not gonna lie. Ever since then, I haven't been to the Edinburgh show, but everybody knows the Edinburgh show was the best one to be at. When it came
True.
to the boat shows. So obviously, it's gonna be harder to get in there. And
Mhm.
ever since then, I just haven't been able to get in because nobody wants to lose their fucking spot, obviously.
Well, I
So.
mean, next time don't fucking leave at 4. I'm just fucking with you. So we want to you know it's bad when they kind of mimic you, bro. No, I'm just kidding. Um, I try not to take too long at a time, Nick, but it was fun bringing you on. And for everybody that's watching, we're gonna do the giveaway. So,
Oh
Nick
fuck
did
yeah!
Nick ran the giveaway. It was only 12 names afterwards. My respects to Armando. I can't say enough of good things about him. And then Armando with the laughing face. Armando's laughing, bro. He's gonna come after us and be like, "Fuck that guy." And I'm just kidding. So,
No, it's
but
cool. Whatever.
you're like fuck it. So Nick ran a giveaway. You want to say, bro? While I load the stuff, or
Oh yeah, well, okay, guys. So first off, I wanted to do the giveaway because the last time I was trying to promote a giveaway, and it was actually to go to David's shop, like his event that he had. But unfortunately, the city of McAllen shut us down before I was even able to run the actual giveaway. So I wanted to go ahead and do that now with you all live here on the podcast with David. So basically, do you want to do
sure.
yours?
Yeah. So long story short, thank you, Don. Appreciate it. Armando, appreciate you, man. You want me to do something, Nick? Let me know. I'm fucking with you. Um, but before real quick. Oh, let me stop this real quick. While I still got everybody on before you guys jump off. So United Collectors, guys, is January
Oh, here
6th.
we go. Here we
They got
go.
they've got music, door prizes, toy auctions, cosplay contests, karaoke contests, and the Hot Wheel drag race. Just FYI, in case you didn't, it's on the flyer. And of course, it's free admission. Just FYI, so free admission at 123 East Palm Drive. You'll see it on Facebook. We'll share it on my page. Hopefully, other people will share it off there. That's the next event I'm gonna be at because I gotta get some followers, but I need customers. Fuck.
There you go.
But I'll plug that one in there. And then you were talking about one in February, right? What was the one you were talking about in February?
JV. I think JV is going to do February 3rd, if I'm not mistaken, at the Harlingen Community Center. I think, if I'm not mistaken. I don't quote me on that, but if you want, check out the JV Facebook page, and obviously they'll have it posted.
So I know Don. I know if you're still on it, Don from Dragon Bros. If you know anything, bro, drop it in the comments. That'd be good for everybody. It's an
Oh
open
yeah.
forum, guys. I'm not here to talk shit about nobody. Just promote a little bit of everybody, right? So, but
All right, but before anything, Armando, if you're still in here, bro, don't get all booty hurt, bro. Don't I said what I had to say. Okay,
oh, that's
but
so good.
nonetheless, it's like I said, it's your show. You run it the way you run it. Okay. So anyways, are you gonna do your giveaway, your prize, or what do you want to do?
Yeah, I'll do mine first. So what I'm gonna give away, guys, it's gonna be for pick 'em. Now I'm gonna be transparent with you guys. Because I actually just walked in here. We're gonna be closed on the 31st and 1st, just because I'm not even gonna lie, because I want to. I'm gonna be completely honest. Um, but
And you giving me shit about leaving at
oh,
4,
bro,
huh?
oh, motherfucker, I didn't pay for. I already paid my rent, so it's fine. I'm avoiding the rent guy. Um, just next time, the podcast still saving the surprise for the community brother. Ah, no, I gotcha. So I'll be closed on Sunday, Monday, guys. But message me. I'm pretty much open 9 to 4. After 4 o'clock by appointment because I buy a bunch of stuff. Armando said it's all good. So we're gonna give away this Ichigo, guys. Ichigo. It's just a regular AAA exclusive. Nothing fancy. I'm gonna shuffle it. There's 12 people. I'm gonna shuffle it just twice, and then I'll do a winner. So 1, 2, and then the name picked is the one that's gonna have to pick it up. I mean, you might need to message them if they're your people's.
Oh,
Um,
that's fine.
don't tell me it's Miguel again. I was about to be like, damn. All right, so we got Ulysses, and I think he's on your page, right? Ulysses.
Yeah.
Won this one. So sorry,
Yeah,
Ulysses.
he was in here. He's in
Yeah,
here.
he was in here earlier. So congratulations, Ulysses. You can pick it up tomorrow, or you can just DM me on my Adams Collections page, and we'll make it a point to pick it up. I will be at United, just if you happen to be there, January 6th. You can also check out the different vendors. Just don't pack up early. No, fucking, and I'm sorry, bro. I had to do that one. And then what were you gonna have, like a winner's choice, or were you gonna just do one or two? Well, what do you want to do, or what
Oh, dude. Fuck it. Let's do two, bro.
you want to do two?
Okay,
All
okay.
right,
But first off, guys, just to let you go, let you know the items that I'm gonna do as a giveaway.
that's fine.
Fucking
That's
Armando.
hilarious. Yeah.
So the items that we're gonna give away, it's only pickup, and you guys can pick it up with David. Like he said, you guys can stop by his office,
Man.
or you guys can pick it up when he goes over there to the United event. So, but yeah, let's go ahead and let's do Baymax Diamond Edition.
All right, Baymax. Do you want me to shuffle it like 2 times, or you want me just to do the run? What do you want?
Oh, dude, just run it, bro.
Run it. All right, fuck it. All right,
Yeah,
so
just run it.
Baymax Diamond, Diamond Edition. I don't fucking whatever. So did you can walk behind me, but I mean, just cover yourself. Just kidding. No, did I not remove his name?
Oh, you didn't remove it.
Oh my god, hey bro, sorry bro, but that ain't gonna work. I'm fucking sorry. You can fucking leave a bad comment or bad review, bro. But
Oh my god.
I ain't running
Well,
that shit back, bro. That shit looks rigged, bro. Fuck that.
yo,
Sorry, bro. You understand. I know you do.
Gilbert Cruz. Oh,
Wait. No, Amado Salinas
oh.
Jr.
All right.
Bro,
Here, let me write
bro,
down.
I'm gonna get so much shit for fucking not letting Lucis win twice. I'm sorry, man, but I can't do it, bro. Like, it's a business thing. Let me click remove name on this one for sure. I thought I clicked on the other one, man.
Oh, yo, that's an instant unfollow on your podcast already, guys.
Oh, bro, 100%, bro. He's in a bad fucking review, bad follow up, and everything. And then, hey, my name's not on there. Oh, so I should have mentioned that. So this was gonna be I had posted on the Adams Collections page, like the podcast that we were doing with Nick. So that post was from 3 days ago. My bad, Armando. Because before I used to do it like whoever stayed on, I would just like whoever commented or whatever. But that'll probably be on the next one, guys. In the comments, I'll write down the names.
He's gonna kick your ass off that fucking list now.
Yeah, that's shit. I'm like, gone. No, I'm just kidding.
Welcome to the club.
Nah, bro. I know what Armando likes, but I'd find a Wolverine for him, but it'd be like used, but it'd be there. No, I'm just kidding. So and the next thing's gonna be what? The Donatello, right?
Let's do dude, let's do another one. Fuck the Ninja Turtle. We got Donnie.
Donnie.
Yeah, dude.
Donatello. One of my favorites. All right, so let me get back to the screen. So we got the names out here. I'm gonna shuffle it twice just because what happened last time. So let's do the spin here. Let's see what we got going on. So we've got I haven't seen that name in a minute. Patty Ortiz. So and the best part is, bro, all these people that won are directly from your page or from you sharing. So that's fucking great. So
there you go.
We got Patty Ortiz there. So hopefully I go back to the video and write that shit down. But again, guys, DM me. I'm taking the Sunday, Monday off just because I fucking feel like it. It sounds real shitty, but I'll be transparent.
Did you see Armando's comment?
Yeah, what you say? Blacklisted. Hey, bro, not me though, right? Because like I didn't do shit, man. Fuck. It was Ulysses.
He got Baymax.
Oh, and who got Baymax again?
No. Ulysses got yours.
Yeah, he got this one. And who got the Baymax?
Alvaro.
And then the last one was whatever last one was. Patty, there you go. She's over here. She just got here. She's in charge and shit, bro. She gets in here. She just starts giving me orders and shit. The fuck. So
yeah, that's Patty.
But all right, rock and roll. So besides that, Nick, is there any other event you're doing that you want to promote out there, or you want us to follow you, see what's going on when you open up GTA 2.0? I mean, whatever it is. So.
Nah, but on that, if I do decide to reopen, obviously I'll let you guys know. I'll keep it posted. And dude, by all means, bro, this was fun for me doing a podcast for the very first time. I enjoyed it. You make it fun, you make it interactive. You it's great. I had a good time.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I mean, again, guys, we're trying to do everything to get everything out there. I'm not here to put people on blast, but a spade's a spade, and as long as we're respectful for each other, and I have to stop using F words because my mother is gonna call my brother, who's gonna call me and be like, "Just FYI, man."
Fuck.
Oh, bro, I thought about that in the beginning, bro, but like, I just don't want her to like hate my ass, but it'll be fine. It is what it is. But thank you guys for joining us. We're gonna do this every Friday, 8 o'clock, guys. I have no guests to announce for next week. If you're interested, send me a message. There's one person that I did talk to. They're gonna hopefully confirm with me if you guys can be on next week. If not, I just gotta adapt and overcome. But thank you for joining us, Nick. Much appreciated. So make sure you guys check it out. We got United Collectors January 6th. February-ish is going to be JV. So check out what's going there on the Lower Valley, guys. And that's pretty much it, guys. Appreciate it very much, guys. Y'all have a wonderful day. Oh, confirming, brother. Oh, all right, bro. You're now. We might have Dragon Bros on, guys. But we're gonna find out soon. I'll just still. But ooh, okay. Now we're leaving.
Later.
Bye.